Look what the Tinkers cooked up down in Steamweedle. The Ratchet Radio team have added timestamps to the info section thanks to the combined help of the Bronze Dragonflight and Garbo technology. That means any old mook can hop to whatever part they want to. If you feel like skipping straight to the guest interview, I don't blame you. These saps get on my nerves too. Then go ahead. Just click on one of the timestamps to get listening. Enjoy the show. Welcome, folks, to Ratchet Radio, Argent Dawn's prodigal podcast. Not sure if you've noticed, but there's this terrifying gang of spiky mooks known as the Iron Horde out and about. We've up and moved to the dubious safety of Karazhan to fiercely bring you the news right from the front line. As such, today's show is sponsored by the Violet Eye, who've graciously let us man the battlements of the Dark Tower while the fighting rages up and down Deadwind Pass. So sit back, put your feet up, and enjoy listening to these four adults for the next hour or two. And Edrisil, don't forget, we need to pay those mages outside with some of your blood thistle.
Hello, Argent Dawn. We are back. We are Ratchet Radio after 3 months of not recording and going on holidays and going to universities and all that rubbish and all just general IRL stuff. We are back. We're here to play in your background while you level to 90 once you get past 45, because it's quite easy. Now, today we have moved ourselves from our usual studio in Ratchet to the Eastern Kingdoms because while we've been away, something's gone on down by the Dark Pool. We don't know what it is. It's probably something not important, probably just a demon again. But joining me we have Tyr himself.
Roger Condrigo.
And we have the guy from Silver Moon who we like to invite on.
Lord Edrisil Emberdawn.
I'll get you all fancy. And then we thought, well, who else could we bring? Well, we thought about bringing an embodiment of neutrality on our server into the show. So, the King of Mercenaries, we have...
Lauren Crystal, how you doing?
Oh.
Nice.
Boys, we did it.
It was a good introduction. Woo!
Yes! Yes!
High fives all around. Yeah!
Yeah!
Yes.
Yeah! Yeah! Right, continue.
Right. Anyway, we're in Eastern Kingdoms, and we are stationed in Deadwind Pass. We've attached an antenna to Karazhan, and we're based there. Medivh's chambers are nice and toasty. We've got a lovely fire. We've got hot chocolate machines. I'm not sure what happened to our goblin voice. He might have been killed somewhere. We don't know. I hope he's around. Anyway, he'll come along at some point. So
he's gone to the farm. It's okay. He's gone to the farm.
Okay. Anyway, nearby the Dark Pool's gone from red to green, and apparently people have come in to attack us, so we thought, why not set up in Karazhan? So, yeah, quite good. So, gentlemen, do we know what's going on down there? Because I've been sitting in Grumpaland reading newspapers and drinking cups of tea, and generally being an old man, you know.
Well, apart from searching for Andrigo's lost potato peeler, I have been down by the portal to find out what's gone on, and it's actually very interesting. So, first of all, brown orcs. I mean, crazy. How fun is that? It's like our dreams. It's like every orc roleplayer's dream has just suddenly appeared out of the portals, dressed in black armor, waving the banner of a united horde. I mean, it's crazy. I'm really interested by that. So obviously that's the main thing. The new model updates are just fantastic. I am unfortunately a blood elf, so I'm stuck in 5.4 for a while. I am gonna have this. I'm sure Blizzard are gonna come along and go wave their magic wand, and we'll have some fantastic update, and it'll be blood elves like ruling the scene. We'll be strutting along, going, "Oh, look at me! Look at how fantastic and fabulous I am." But until then, we're stuck in 5.4, unfortunately. But for everyone else, it's great.
You do that anyway.
Oh yeah, obviously we do that anyway. But I mean, the main thing is that we're stuck in TBC models, whilst the rest of you, apart from obviously the goblins and the worgen, you know, that you're doing this whole crazy new look thing, and you get to change your face, and it's great. I know I've obviously I have an orc, and I've loved it. It's been great. It's been pretty fantastic. So I mean, like, I've had a great time. So definitely the new model updates are a massive thing, and obviously the pre-expansion event. Have either of you done that?
I have.
Yeah, do you want to tell us about it, Andrigo?
Okay. Well, logged in, big patrons all over my screen saying, "Hey, better get into the portal. Things are happening." So I'm like, okay, let's go down to the portal. Now, I was in the beta, so, none of this was a complete surprise to me. I knew exactly what was going to happen. It was all sorted out very quickly. Took the quest down to the portal, and straight away, found myself on the beach. Artillery fire going off, people screaming, people dying. Had a real kind of D-Day feel to it, I'll be honest with you. Just absolute crazy, hectic. So many players that there was lag issues, but then of course there's also phasing issues down there, which are still persisting. And they're interfering with the current goings on the server. We'll get to that later on. The quest chain itself wasn't that inspiring. It was just, hey, here's the new orcs, this is what's happening. Go out, smack people up, and get yourself a few new items, and a little very, very loud pet. But all in all, it's an atmospheric way to start the expansions, and it's a nice way of broadcasting the changes that are coming. And as far as I know, it's also how they're doing the new character boost system, where these quests will introduce the new boost level 90s to their abilities, and generally introduce them to playing in the game. But it's good. It's certainly less annoying and intrusive as Cataclysm's pre-expansion was, anyway.
Yeah, for sure, I can agree on that one.
The less said about that, the better.
It's awesome. I'm really enjoying it. Actually, it's been fun. It's been fun, definitely for sure. Especially with the new models and the new quests.
The models are fantastic.
The new models are absolutely fantastic.
The animations are great. The only thing I could complain about, and this is a personal thing, is that I think the animations for speech, at least in the humans, are a tiny bit sped up. That's literally it. Everything else is absolutely fantastic.
It's the same with orcs as well.
Yeah.
It's a bit crazy.
Hey, look. Nothing's perfect. Nothing's ever perfect.
Have you seen the slash clap for orcs?
I have. I love that little smile.
How weird is that? At one time, I was role playing, and my character, my orc, my character turned to his in-character brother and said something, and he obviously wanted to give him a little smile. He pat him on the back and went to give him a smile, and I did the slash clap just to do the smile at him, and we just cracked up because it's just so funny. It's so strange. It's like orcs suddenly get a load of crack cocaine injected into their face. It's so strange.
You're telling me that all these new orcs are the way they are because they're doing crack?
Yeah, they're massive junkies, man. You got to.
So you spread your blood elf addicted ways to the other members of the horde, then.
Yeah, exactly.
I see.
We've slowly been trying to wean them onto Blood Thistle.
I see now the corruption inherent in the system.
Exactly. But that's how it is. Shall we ask our guest what he thinks about 6.0? If he's there.
Wow. 6.0. The models, most of them are pretty nicely done. The Night Elf male running animation, it got a bit silly, but the walking animation is fixed, so that's a good trade-off for my character. I would know about other people's male Night Elves. The introduction event, it's pretty solid, though it apparently lacks player involvement, judging by feedback. It's too cinematic in a way.
Totally agree on that one, actually. That is very true.
Just feels like you're wandering down and going, "Oh, hey guys, I'll give you a hand for a minute," and then you leave.
Also, you kick
I like
ass.
that Upper Blackrock Spire is kind of made in a preview.
It is a good one.
No, that is. That,
You
that
just
was-
get to the arena and that's it. That's a nice preview.
Pre-expansion event doesn't have enough Khadgar in it. I was disappointed.
He was there for 5 seconds, turned into a little raven, and flew off.
I know.
Oh, I love what they did to marksmanship. The whole standing moving management. People say it's pretty stale, but when you look at it closely, it's pretty well done.
If you want to know about stale, try play Arms Warrior. That is stale.
Main attack is
Come to the
auto
Fury
attack.
Master Race, my friend.
I am Fury Master Race, but you know, I do PvP now and again, and essentially when you just go and unless you simply add in Slam, which is a really bad idea, I think, you'll just essentially just auto attack, Mortal Strike, Rend, and then
Slam
you
doesn't
Whirlwind.
always go data.
Yeah, but Slam's not good anymore. Anyway, I'd much rather wait for sudden death and you get
Yep.
free execute,
Yep.
essentially. So, if for those of you listening who are interested in PvP, you can still play Arms. Arms are still good and all, but I think Fury outdamages at least every single Arms warrior I've dueled with as Fury have lost to me. So.
No bragging rights, right?
No bragging rights. But I'm just saying when I was Arms, I lost to a lot of people, and as Fury, I actually did quite well, especially because Bloodthirst gives you a bit more self-healing. But anyway, that's PvP stats in 6.0, which for warriors. So I mean, most of the things are cool. What do you guys think of the stat squish and the abilities?
I love it. I love the stat squish. It looks so much neater.
It's also made leveling a lot easier. I've been leveling the characters which I've neglected to level. I'm now doing it because it's quite slow once you get up until 45. And once you get past 45, you're just accelerated. I mean, I'm literally in Pandaria now, and I've only just gotten to Dawn Blossom, and I'm level 87. Dawn Blossom being the central town on the Jade Forest. So, yeah, it's insane.
That is crazy. I remember finding when it was about last year sometime, or actually maybe even a year ago now, that I only had one main, I only had Edrisil, and I thought, you know what, I might try and make another one. So I thought, I've always wanted to be a shaman. So I went and started leveling an enhancement shaman, and I was kind of gobsmacked how easy it was to level, because I remember back in vanilla I couldn't get past 40. It was mostly because I was like 13, 14, and that was not okay. It was so boring and I didn't enjoy it. But essentially I went along and just crushed this leveling in about a week, which was mental for me, and I'm a slow leveler. It was mental, and if it's faster now, then I mean, what is the point in spending 40 quid on a boost when you can just do it yourself very easily?
You can get that new cool
it's
gear.
funny with vanilla. I was leveling in vanilla too, and I just did role playing. Role playing pretty much distracted me from the thought of taking so long. For instance.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I roleplayed as well in vanilla, but to be honest, I only roleplayed at level 40, and it's just you just get stuck like that. But yeah, anyway, going back to 6.0 and not back to 1 point something, whatever it was back in vanilla. I think the changes are really good. I've really enjoyed them so far. Although
Okay.
I still miss. Actually, you know what? I know this might be a controversial thing, but I really miss the complicated talents that we used to have.
Yeah.
I do too. I
I agree.
I don't like the smaller system. Like, it's just as much as I appreciate the not as many keybinds. I used to love the different talents because you could choose what passives you wanted.
You could put aside hours just sitting there messing with builds.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun in its own way, you know.
Yeah, I used to.
Like, even the one we had for Catalysm, the reduced 31.1, that was fine. That was grand.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant. Like that one was fine. And then obviously you get into Mist, and it's just 3 tiers, and it's just I can't be bothered for that. And as much as I know Blizzard kind of want to simplify things, I think there was a key point to that which made it interesting, and I understand the reasoning behind it. But I think eventually this game will end up becoming like Guild Wars, where it's like 4 buttons.
4 buttons and no items. Here's of the Storm combined, man.
Yeah, I mean, I just really don't. I don't want that. I hope that doesn't
I have
happen.
to say about the old talent system, I didn't like it after level 60.
Really?
Yeah, they removed the hybrid specs proper.
Yeah. I guess.
Yeah,
It became boring.
yeah. No, I liked messing around with the old like 70+ points talents just for that.
I had a
Like-
holy discipline priest. I could damage and heal.
Yeah.
Careless.
Yeah, that's true. I remember doing PvP back in Cataclysm, and people I just remember being a healer and just priest spamming, what was it called, Mana Burn, and that was just the most annoying spell. It was so annoying, and just how they could just control things because of that sort of point system. But yeah, no, I'm glad that nowadays it's a bit. I guess it's a bit more simplified and not as much CC and everything like that. It's interesting, and I'm very happy for those changes, and I hope everyone else is. But
Oh, definitely.
we'll see what happens when we get to Warlords. Things might change, you know. I don't think people should ever think that any of the classes that seem strong now, or any of the things that seem different now, are going to stay that way, because as soon as you get to level 100, it's going to be different. I mean, for example, level 90, this is like trying PvP out at level 80. You know, you're never going to get how it's going to actually feel when you get to the high level, when you get to the high end things. So I think it's going to be cool. Just wait.
And let's not forget
It's
the
also
change
that
of
it's also that classes below the maximum level are going to miss out on crucial spells at certain levels,
Exactly.
so it becomes very unbalanced.
Although we're not
And we
getting...
also have to see how the new enhancement abilities come in, like leech and versatility, because we have very little gear that gives away those stats, and you want to see how those come into effect as well.
Yeah, exactly. That's true. That's very
And
true.
the level 100 tier of talents, and the ability perks from 90 to 100 as well.
Well, think about it like this, okay? So, I think everyone knows about, what is it called now? Second Wind. Everyone knows Second Wind, the warrior spell that caused so much problems.
That change was where it was needed. That
Yeah,
change was-
everyone's very happy about the change, but it gives you leech, like a 20% leech for your damage you do. Now, I've tried it out, and it definitely does not work at the moment, for sure.
It works when you AoE.
Yeah, no, it works. It probably works when you
Well, it
AoE,
would
for
work
sure.
more when you have gear giving you extra leech as well, just to amplify that.
We'll see. Yeah, exactly. Well, that's why I'm saying don't rule anything out at the moment. I've seen loads of well-known PvPers and well-known PvEers try and make guides to show the right rotation and what you need to do for this and what you need to
You
do for
can't
that.
do it until you get to 100.
Exactly, you can't do it until you get to Warlords of Draenor. There is no point going on to these guides and trying to figure out what to do, because
Well,
actually at the moment it doesn't matter.
Well, here's the thing: the level 90s we are now are going to be a one generation of 90s. Any 90s that come after us will be different because they'll be. Because think about it: every time there's a pre-expansion, we're being attuned for level 100, when actually the level cap for us isn't 100. So therefore, we're going to be different, as our gear is going to be changed to cope with the new system, whereas the gear won't. The gear will be coped for everyone else. So if you're level 90 now, it's going to be completely different to when if you get level 90
Yeah,
Such as-
because the future level
Yeah.
90 gear will be
will be Warlord
designed
style,
with
unlike what you got.
Okay,
No.
so on that note then, on Warlords, I'm just going to put this out there. I really don't like the look of the Warsong stuff. I don't know if any of you have seen the Warsong, like, orc things, but it looks really stupid.
What part of the war song?
As in, there's like, you know how you see like there's Blackrock gear, there's Thunderlord gear, there's,
Yes.
Oh,
you know,
yes,
the one,
yes.
the
yes,
Blackrock
I know.
gear is so cool, but the Warsong one, I'm so disappointed. They could have made that so cool. Could have made it look like Hellscream. Could have made it like be epic, but instead they make him look like weird, I don't know, deer hunter people with.
Well, I guess that's what they were.
Well, I guess so, but I mean it's fair enough. But I just think it looks so crap in comparison to other ones, like even the Shadow Moon ones and the.
I love
maybe
the
consider
Shadow.
Maybe consider it an incentive then to not have everyone go following the mold with Warsong and to branch out into the other clans.
Yeah, I guess so.
Diversify like that.
To be honest, even if my character is a Warsong, I doubt I'd wear the Warsong one anyway and just wear something else. There's so many ways to dress your orc and dress other people, it's just crazy. If not, I'll probably end up getting the Blackrock set and just trying to like transmog that because it is so cool. But yeah, essentially, I think that's well, that's my opinion on Warlords of Draenor anyway. At least 6. Well, not Warlords of Draenor, 6.0 at the moment.
Well, I'm quite happy with 6.0 because it actually makes Arcane Mage fun to play.
You mean face roll to play?
No,
yes.
no, Arcane Mage is actually fun to play. It's not
That
just fancy
was.
buttons now. No, Arcane Mage is. Did you try and play Arcane Mage in this?
Yes. Yes, but your mileage may vary. I enjoyed it.
What, pressing one, one, and then occasionally getting arcane missiles.
It's not any different now, I can assure you.
Wait. Trust me. It may become fun.
Well, I can say this because I've watched Twitch streams of people playing Arcane Mage, and the guy goes, and this is, I'm not joking, this is top-rated Mage players, and although people will probably say, oh, it probably isn't, but I'm just saying it now anyway, they go, I'm playing Arcane right now, and I'm literally pressing 2 buttons, and that's all I need to do in order to one-shot you. And fair enough, a lot of roles do end up becoming face roll, especially Demonology Warlocks. Christ, that's ridiculous.
Oh, have you seen the level 100 talents Demonology Warlocks get access to?
No, I haven't seen the Demonology.
There's gonna be a talent they can get to permanently summon their Terror Guard and Infernal.
Oh, I think you get that for all of them.
I think only Demonology. It's something Demonology can do. The others can't, which is OP. I think it's that one.
I thought all of them could, but never mind. Anyway, that's something for another time. Shall we?
That's for level 100, boys.
Yeah, level 100 for sure. Shall we? Should we go to our first infomercial then?
I think we should.
Yeah, why not?
Do you want to take us? Get the Gobbo to take us out then.
Gobbo, crank the wheel. Let's go.
Now, I know what you're thinking. Gobbo, ain't we been here before? Ain't we sung the praises of these mooks already? Well, you'd be right, pal, but I say what I get paid to say, so you can shove it up your exhaust, capiche? I got 3 shredders to feed. And the times we're in, and while the boss man himself is sitting 20 feet from me, I figure it's only proper to ask you fine people of the Horde who've gotten tired of the same old scraps to consider joining up with the Freelancers Guild. Crystal Mook here is a fair and honest businessman, and there's some of the best goblins around on the payroll to make sure everything's above board, or under, as the case may be. So, if you're looking for adventure, moolah, and the chance to string up deadbeat mages like old Grumples over here, then give the Freelancers Guild a shout. They'll fix you up, honest.
Alright, bolt up the doors, guys. We can't let them in. We cannot let the Iron Horde in. We might... Andrigo, we're going to need that metal hand of yours later.
Hey! Meeting over here, dude!
We'll use it later, okay? We'll use it later.
Fine.
For now, lads, we've got to get back to what's going on. So, please tell me about some interesting news. I'll go back down the hatches.
I thought, aren't we doing Alliance news first?
Okay, well, he's gone to batten at the hatches, so Horde news, you're up.
Oh no! Okay. I feel so pushed.
We're on the spot, man.
I'm on
Come on,
the
let's
spot.
do this.
Right, I can do this. Okay, so Horde news, quite interesting. As you know, well, we've had the Iron Horde come and disrupt things. Now we don't know whether it's foe or friend technically, because everyone's thinking, oh my god, it's Maghari orcs. Are they friends or are they foes? Oh, Garrett Hellscream, blah blah blah.
But if they were friends, surely they wouldn't be shelling us.
No, of course, yeah, we get to that part, but before we get there, everyone's like, oh, there's a load of Maghari orcs coming through the portal. That sort of thing. So everyone's like that. But anyway, few interesting things. The ones that I know about, the ones I've experienced personally, obviously I'm going to talk about the 12th Conclave of Quel'Thalas. That was interesting. Another thing that happened in Horde news is that, well, I was part of it because I was a judge, was the trial of Droigan Bloodhowl. I was there because I had to judge it all, so I can tell you a little bit about that. And then obviously the main event, which is the Iron Horde campaign event thing. That's run by Valvin, Goroth, Talenthiel, Assyrion, Violet,
And of course, our wonderful guest today.
Exactly. So, we've got all that to look forward to, which is fantastic. So, first of all, I'll talk a little bit about the 12th Conclave of Quel'Thalas. As you know, as you've heard me say before, I do love the Conclave, OOCD.
We recall the very first time we did this podcast, we had you on discussing the 11th one. So.
Yeah, exactly. So, wow.
How time has passed.
Nine episodes ago, talking about the last one. Right, so that was, I mean, it was very interesting. It was interesting to go as someone that wasn't Edrisil. I sat there and I didn't make much of a input, because obviously Edrisil's a loudmouth. I mean, he says a lot of stuff, so it was nice sitting back and viewing it as it is. It's always interesting because there's a lot of personalities there. A lot of personalities who work together, a lot of personalities who don't work together. People you think are in, I guess, I do hope you'll excuse me for saying clique, but some people, so you think are cliques. I'm talking IC here, not OC, obviously. So,
yeah.
ICly, there's some people who think, oh, they're definitely in the clique, or they're not in the clique, or do they work with the clique? Are they even in it? And it's interesting. Politics has always been fun. You're either with it or you're not. So it's always great. So we had a few. Obviously, the main point of discussion was the Iron Horde, and one of the interesting things is that in the raid, we all decided that we would presume, or at least we wouldn't mention the time travel or Garrosh. We'd assume that it's some sort of attack. We don't know where. It could be Maghari, it could be something else. We always speculated, and that always presented a good piece of discussion, I guess. That would probably be the best way of explaining it.
Well, it's proper in-character reaction. It's not the metagaming thing of, oh, it must clearly be this, because we all know everything that happens in the world.
Exactly. That's why it was so good. So we managed to do that. Obviously, there was a lot of talk about that. Another interesting thing is there was a lot of tension between Lord Dussinder and the First Lady and the Herald. The First Lady and the Herald are always a good two-man team. They seem to really back each other up, which is great. It was always interesting to see it from another side. I found it interesting because obviously in the 11th, I got personally removed from it, my character, and it was interesting to see something that almost happened to Ardillion. And I think I guess the agreed thought on the whole thing is that next Conclave people are going to try and get him out, if that makes any sense. So that's something to look forward to. Well, either to look forward to or to go, well, is this okay? And I guess you're open to whatever opinion you want to have. Personally, I've obviously experienced it and it was great fun. It was interesting to have people whisper me afterwards and say that was how enjoyable it was. And it is enjoyable. Drama is unfortunately the lifeblood of that event.
Story.
Yeah.
It's less of any story, really. I mean, any story that's just, A to B, nice and calm and happy and friendly.
No one remembers
it's not,
that.
No, it's not the roller coaster of emotion that you've come to appreciate.
Exactly. So that was fun. It's an enjoyable event. So I definitely do suggest that any Blood Elf role players, any new people, to get along. It's always fun to see how it goes, and it was really interesting for me because my in-character niece went along, and I got to watch as she attempted to get people to try and get Edrisol back in. Not that I think he'd want to. He's very much a lone wolf, and actually he's going to go into a coma soon as well, so that's going to be interesting. But enough of that. Talk about that later. It was really interesting to see that sort of thing happen. I had a lot of fun. So definitely check it out, people. Otherwise, the Horde. Where are the Hordes stationed? Well, in the Iron Onslaught campaign, there's a few places you can go. If you're Horde, you can go to Stonard. You can go to the Shattered Landing. You can go... Actually, you can technically go anywhere, but those are the two main hubs. And
there's also the Sunvale excursion, isn't there?
Oh, obviously, yeah. Obviously for...
And let's not forget Bog Paddle is open to all.
Of course, but I'm sure we'll hear more about that in the neutral news when you two get to have a little fun with that. But yeah, Sunvale, if you're Blood Elf, obviously that's where they're mainly being happened. I think there's a little... I'm not sure... I'd like someone to clarify in the comments below if that's with... if that's in the old Blasted Lands or in the new one. I have absolutely no clue. No one's made it clear. There's been a bit of discrepancy. No one said whether we're in the old one or in the new one for any of the Blasted Land places. What I've seen is that Shattered Landing is actually obviously in the new version of the Blasted Lands. So just bear that in mind when you go there.
Well, I can tell you right now, Sunvale is there.
It's in the new one.
Yes.
Yeah,
okay.
and Sowage.
And Sowage. Okay. Because obviously the people are confused, or at least some people are quite angry at the fact that we are staying in the level 91, even though it is obviously we're doing this event so we get to experience the new patch.
The whole point is that we'd be in the relevant area at the relevant time.
Exactly.
You can't. That argument, I'll be honest, it doesn't make sense to me. It's if you're going to be there for the event that's happening now and the landscape that's brought about, then be there for that. Don't.
It's the low levels, man. That's why everyone's like, you know what, we should make room for the low levels. Everyone's equal. But to be honest, guys, you can level up very quickly. It doesn't take long. Just go ahead and have fun. Otherwise, stay in Swamp of Sorrows. There's plenty going on.
Stay in the camps, even if you have to. Just enjoy the social RP.
Well, I can tell you that you can level really fast because I've just got my Blood Elf Hunter from level 50 to 87 in 3 days.
Exactly. So you've got plenty of time, guys. I would start now, though. But otherwise, that's essentially it for Horde news. We are... Oh, sorry, I completely forgot. I was going to talk about the trial and everything, wasn't I? Yeah, so the trial took part in. I know this is obviously I'm saying this because these are all the things that I know about, and I'm sure there's more that's going to happen. Unfortunately, recently because we've just come back, we want to kind of keep news relevant, so we're sticking to Iron Horde. But this is things that happened just before. Trial was interesting. It was arranged a while ago in a big mass summit Horde meeting. It was fantastic. Actually, I was only there as a guard at the time. I couldn't be on Eddersil, but it was fun to see a lot of communication. It was very much kind of like a conclave, but at the same time, I felt more Horde, if that makes sense. Like much more orcish, much more Tauren, with a little bit of the politics of the elves coming through to help let things run. So that was interesting, and it was arranged that Droigan would be trialed because obviously everyone knows about the issue between the Blackjaw clan and Matawa and all of that, and all of the people that stand really against them and think they're evil or corrupt or terrible people. So that's really interesting. So that happened. I stood by and I watched. However, Matawa didn't come. Actually, not much was decided. It was me and the chairman, who wasn't even the original guy that was meant to be chairman. We stood there and we were just like, okay, present the evidence. We remembered some of the crimes because obviously no one's given us a direct list, no proof, no nothing, so we had to stand there, give the crimes, and then obviously Droigan came forward, refuted them, gave evidence against them, hard evidence, with GHI items and everything, and the only thing we could do was pronounce him innocent. So personally I love those sort of things, but only if it's done right. So unfortunately no one turned up, which made it kind of depressing in the sense, but at the same time at least it was over, so everyone could go to the Iron Horde campaign, which was good. So I really enjoyed it. So I don't know whether another thing like that's going to happen again, but that's essentially all we've got. So for the moment, with the Iron Horde fighting and the Horde fighting the Iron Horde, it gets really confusing, but I think yeah, that's it. Otherwise, go and enjoy it. I'm just trying to think of things, but essentially it's just Iron Horde and Horde fighting each other all the time. So
get to know in a second.
I'll go switch with Grumper.
Yeah, tag team, mate. Let's go.
Alright, let's go fight them.
So, in the Alliance news, effectively, everything is Iron Horde. Not much has been going on before, so we've just had the North community, the South community, and the Kaldor community doing their own thing as per normal. But within, well, as soon as things had kicked off with the Iron Horde, people were in the Swamptosaurus and the Blastlands within 3 days. It was good to see. Good to see that the Alliance was coming together to take part in this event. The Iron Horde campaign, quite a lot of Alliance guilds are there. My lot are there, so nice to see. And it's nice to see people RPing with each other. You can mainly find the Alliance forces in Marshtide Watch. Those are the ones that are willing to be neutral towards the Horde while the Alliance, well, the Iron Horde threat is there. And you've got those who aren't willing to work with the Horde at all, stationed at Darkshire. And anyone who is on the front line is at Shattered Landing. I believe there are some people hanging around Surwich, which is fine. But it's good, because a lot of the RP that I've seen the Alliance do, I mean, I've seen some people make excursions into Blastlands and try to help out with Netherguard Keep, and with Dreadmore Hold, or Olicon Hold as it is now known. But a lot of the things the Alliance has been quite bloody have been at the pass between Blasted Lands and the Swamptosaurus. I'm working with having the Horde Stonard and trying to. It's been fun.
Yeah, it's been the thing of old hatreds and trying to cooperate in the face of a common foe. The usual theme, really, of the setting. But it's nice to see reflected in the community so strongly, as opposed to the story enforcement. It was.
It was nice to see people working together. But there hasn't really much been going on in the Alliance because we've all been sort of quiet because everyone's been unsubscribing, doing things like that and the RP itself's been going quiet because of the pre-expansion lull and things like that. But now one's coming back. It's things are going to kick off soon. It's going to be interesting to see what the Alliance does once we go to Drenal. But for now, it will pretty much just been Iron Horde, and more Iron Horde. So, Neutralis, are you ready to take over? While I'll go tag team with Edgersil.
Come join me.
On it.
Alright, well, what's to say? It's been pretty much the same, except business as usual. People to fight, people to kill, except that this time they're all Iron Horde.
Yeah, and clearly no one's interested in help, so
The
we're
factions
down
have
in
recovered,
Backpedal.
so sit back, yeah. Wait, I wasn't told about the blackjack.
You weren't?
I wasn't. It's my game, man.
On the ship, man.
Oh, dude. Oh, screw the show. I'm gonna go play blackjack.
Put your traps in
No,
here.
seriously, we're all down in Bog Paddle. It's a fantastic place. The Peter's not more around, but like I say, the factions seem to have this all tied up. It's Alliance and Horde as usual when it comes to big campaigns.
Yeah, we're a bit short-headed in Bogpaddle, but to do wise, there's plenty. There's plenty of do. We're hunting bandits. We're cleaning up after battlefields. We're trading. We're getting rich.
We've turned Splinter Spear Junction into a miniature fort.
We've got some fleet on the sea.
Yeah, don't mind that. Don't mind the Iron Fleet. That's no big
Yeah,
deal.
we're working on sending that message.
It's a nice little sideway, really, from the main conflict of the usual slog of an infantry war. It's the people inside. It's the character. It's a bit of flavour that adds the detail to all these conflicts. And if you're looking for a change of pace, drop on by.
So I assume that's the neutral news.
Yeah, I mean,
Well, I mean,
the news
there's
the news
technically
is the
more.
same for everyone. There's
There's
orcs.
technically
There's
more
lots of
than the Iron
orcs.
Onslaught. There's guilds meet for mercenaries in Bogpaddle on the 7th next month in the evening.
Could
So any
I,
mercenaries are willing to swing by.
could I hire you to shoot Andrigo in the ass? Is that possible?
If the price is right.
If the price is right. I like the sound of that. Okay, well we have to talk after this then. Because I've hidden his potato peeler.
Oh, you have not.
I've hidden his potato peeler.
Oh my god.
And he
Look, I'll just
may...
get a new one. No, look, I'll just get a new one. I'll put an Iron Star in it because everyone's putting Iron Stars in bloody everything these days.
Well, yeah, but this is your old-fashioned potato peeler. I mean, it's one of a kind.
I will use your face as a potato peeler when we're done with this.
Okay, well, speaking about potatoes and
Oh no.
peeling, should we talk about the Hallowed End events that have been cropping up? There's quite a few. I know one of us
There's
has
at
been
least 2 balls and well.
I'm sure
balls,
everyone's got 2
parties,
balls.
events. Oh my god.
Right, would you like
There's
a
our
slap?
there's our episode title. Everyone's got 2 balls.
Everyone's got 2 balls.
Don't.
Oh god, here we
Just
go.
don't.
Fantastic. Okay, right. There have been 2 Hallows End events in terms of celebratory events for the holiday and the season that's in, which, apart from being an analog for Halloween, is a representation and celebration of the Forsaken's liberation from the Lich King, if I'm not mistaken,
Yes.
in which we're burning effigies and wickermen of Arthas because he's not a nice chap. Now, the first one was held by the infamous Love of Light group with Lady Chloe Casperland using a manor, tricks, events, and a general very nice atmosphere. I had the pleasure of being present for at least some of it. I had connection issues disrupting me for being there for the costume competition, but there we go. I just want to take a moment actually to express how fantastic the costumes were. These were brilliant. One chap, it was the best. It was the absolute best. I've misplaced his name right now. We will go back to this. We'll cover this later. Came in as Lord Sean Baerlin himself and took the gold because there was no way he could top it. It was fantastic. Very good to see. It's a change of pace, really. It was role playing, because everyone was taking the costumes and going with it. It was a masquerade ball, so everyone was, dressing up the costumes and carrying on. There was one chap going around as a demon hunter and had the legendary war glaives on him for authenticity. Our host was dressed as a cultist herself. A nice little touch that was. It was a fantastic atmospheric evening. There was tricks, lots of spiders, some bats that chased people around the place. It was all very well done. All very atmospheric, very well done. Some very spooky goings on in the ballroom, but there we go. Wouldn't be Hallow's End if it wasn't. And right now, literally right now as we speak, I am perched on a wagon watching Herbert's Hallow's End celebrations, which are down in Stoneyard of all places.
It's I'm going to put my opinion out there, and I know Andrigo has an opposing one, but I personally find it, in my own honest opinion, that such things shouldn't take place on a war zone. personally, I think as much as there are a load of people there and you'd get a lot of people come to the events, a ball would be better had after winning. Like after beating Garrosh, we should have had a ball, like a Midsummer Ball. I know I did one in the Everdawn a while back, and I would like to do another one again, but unfortunately it's quite tough. It's very hard to do by yourself, unfortunately. So I think they need to be better planned and put them somewhere else as opposed to during wartime things. Like we had one in the Rebellion last year, same time. It just, I don't think it felt, I felt as if it wasn't an appropriate timing. But Andriga, do you wanna?
Well, inappropriate timing is one thing, but you know, it raises morale. Something like this to take away from the horrors of war, even on the front line as it is, does help. I mean, do you really want to just go through the nightmare of, you know, the shelling, the assault, the fear? Something this comes along just to take your mind off for a few minutes. Just even a little bit, a gentle, small reprieve can make a whole lot of difference to the characters and also to the players. Because let's be honest, this is a game about conflict and combat, and it's nice every now and then just to take a minute, take a breather, and appreciate something that's a bit lighthearted and fun.
I totally agree. Unfortunately, if I was Mournfang or one of the other Iron Horde leaders and I had spies looking on, it's like, oh look, they're dancing about and drinking. Well, time to attack! That's what I'd do. Personally, that's the reason
It
why.
reminds me of the song I saw the song I saw posted up on the forums the other day
Which one was
about
that?
the Mischief of Marshtide.
Oh, I have to look.
Discussing the drama that was going on with the Marshtide, and while that was going on, the orcs all attacked.
Yeah, well, I mean, I can understand that, really. Whilst everyone is arguing, it's kind of what happens. In the same way that it happened in the first war. King Lane gets killed, they're all like, whoa, what the hell? And then suddenly the orcs come in and explode. But yeah.
You see, you know me, I like to be diplomatic. I can see both arguments. But the one thing I would like to point out, all it would take, because Stoneheart's very close to the front line where all the battles of the past are taking place. All it would take was a single Iron Star and you'd have the entire Horde forces wiped out. And they wouldn't be able to do anything because they would be too busy dancing.
Victory for the Alliance, then.
But then again, we do need cannon fodder, quite literally.
I suppose you do.
Yeah,
You can always hire the freelancers.
We could
Yeah,
do.
we could.
They're pretty good cannon fodder. I guess most of the Alliance really are good cannon fodder for the Hordes of Ruthless.
Not
we
naming
tend to
names around.
return the cannons, but okay.
Or on that note, then I think that's all we've got time for on this section. Shall we
Take a quick break.
take a quick break and
Yep.
Grumper?
Okay, Gobbo, take us out while we hold the door. Come on, lads.
Speaking of the freelancers, I hear Nez is trying to set up a gob squad. Wait, is that you again, Peroy? Peroy? Wait, what the? Hey, wait, no, get away from there!
Get out of my way, foolish goblin.
Ugh!
Thrumkar, pathetic wretches of Azeroth. This is a message to all true followers of Warchief Hillstream. Throw down your flimsy tools. Cast off your shackles. This is the hour of the Orc. Those of you with the courage and might to fight for the true Horde, the Iron Horde, are to join your brothers and sisters in the fighting around the Dark Portal. Those of you who do nothing or try to resist will die. Your homes will burn. Your walls will topple. The air you breathe will be filled with ash. Nothing will stop the Iron Horde.
Hello, can you hear me? Right. Studio 1, Studio 5, can you come in over? Can you hear me repeat? Yeah, right, we're back. Hi guys, hello Argent Dawn. Yeah, that might be the Iron Horde. Don't worry, we did use Andrigo's metal hand to whack him out. It's a bit bloody. Do you want it back, mate?
Come on!
Do you want it back? We did.
Keep
we
it,
did,
I'll get a new one.
We did.
Jeez.
We did drug you and unscrew it, but you know.
it's funny because I didn't know this, but apparently the Iron Horde are really allergic to blood thistle. So
No, you're not.
we just chucked it at them and they fled. Strange that.
See.
But anyway, it's good that we're back. Wrestled it off them. So what have we got on next, Grumper?
What are we doing next? Ooh. Well, just bear in mind my notes have been completely and utterly ruined. Honestly. But I believe we're going to be talking to Mr. Crystal Arrow.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Oh,
If you'll have us.
yeah, he wasn't killed.
I hope he
I'm
wasn't.
perfectly alive.
Thank God he's alive. Okay, I'll put his
That
stuff
works.
back. I'll put his stuff back.
Okay, so we've got the guest interview then. After that, we've got the debate of the day. We're going to be talking about, well, what do you think comes after Warlords? So that's going to be interesting. And then any other business, and then, yeah, we've got to say goodbye. So,
Oh.
on that depressing note, let's get to our guest interview. So, Mr. Crystal Arrow, I'm going to be your main interviewer. I hope you're ready for an onslaught of questions that may or may not make you cry. Let's begin. So, Mr. Crystal Arrow, you are neutral. What does that mean exactly?
It means we're not taking sides based on any loyalties we're supposed to feel toward any people we're dealing with. It's all strictly business, and anyone who's trying to make us pick a side over circumstances with any people we have good relations with, not gonna happen. Not unless we decide otherwise.
Cool. That sounds interesting. So, on that note, you're a mercenary. So, from what I've seen, the mercenary life is so free and adaptable as a play style. So, I'm just curious, what do you enjoy the most about it, and how would you sell it to someone who possibly wanted to try?
I enjoy most that I'm able to just stand my own ground if I have a believable crew. Basically tell them that if they're not ready to bring money to the table, they're not gonna have mercenaries. They're not gonna get that help.
Okay. And how would you sell it to people who want to know? What would you say is the best part? Like, what would you if someone came up to you and was like, I want to be a mercenary, what try and convince me? What would you say?
It's up to the player, really. Central thing about mercenaries is you're a needed workforce without any allegiances to any lords or that sort. So you're basically after payment. So what's interesting is you're gonna have a lot of different clients, if players are willing to pay up. And those can range from, I don't know, friendly types to some really outrageously shady warlocks. That's warlocks, for instance.
That's cool, man. That sounds interesting. Okay, so my next question is, what's the craziest action one of your characters has ever done?
Down in Acropolis.
Say that again.
Downed an Acropolis.
Down the Acropolis.
Yep.
Well, okay. Well, I think we need to hear the story for this one.
Yeah, I think you're obliged to tell
Yeah,
the story.
definitely. Yeah.
It was tedious task of running in, blazing on the back of some troll mercenaries proto-drake. We were first awaited by a swarm of gargoyles. I think there's a frost worm involved. We eventually tried to blaze past him. Somehow worked. We lost him when we entered the low platform of the Citadel. And that was my cue to leap off. So, went in by some sort of Scourge teleporter. Went up a series of lot of stairs. And from there on it was a question of keeping very quiet. So, I was thinking all the way through that necropolis, looking for whatever might qualify for a control room, control crystals. It's gonna take a while to explain it. So when I finally found them, I had to apply the classic solution. explosives. So I applied explosives, and you have been in Necropolis.
And it exploded.
The controls exploded, so Necropolis started going off course.
Ah, and then it crashed.
Right, one question.
There were lanterns hanging on from the ceiling, so seeing as the stairs weren't the quick way down at Dictos,
Fair enough.
he eventually barely made getaway with Putter Drake.
Just
It was
one,
tight.
You're a
one
stylish
question.
man.
Shit.
One question. Did you blow the bloody doors off?
Oh,
Oh,
What bloody doors?
did you have to ask that?
oh no. And he doesn't get the reference as well. Well, it's an Italian job.
Watch it, good film.
It's a good film. Anyway, on that note, moving
Yeah,
on.
watched it in ages.
You definitely watch it again. Okay, so moving on to my next question. Have you ever had a nemesis? And if not, would it add, if you haven't had one, would it add a better dynamic to have a nemesis?
I don't really have a nemesis, but it could be interesting to have a nemesis mercenary leader with his own group.
A rival company, yeah.
Yeah, rival company. That's what we're missing in the mercenary community.
Competition.
We don't really have competition in a sense you can feel it.
Of course,
it's
you
just
do
a bunch
kind
of-
Sorry.
It's just a bunch of people who align themselves with the Alliance. And the closest we get to competition is the Blackguard, who we're good with. So there's that.
Oh yeah, obviously the Blackguard. Yeah, they've been around a long time actually. They've been around since I started role-playing on Eversole back through maybe a couple of years ago. So that's cool. Oh man, awesome.
So is this a call now for anyone willing to step up to the challenge the freelancers?
Yeah, consider it a
Okay.
call.
okay, well, challenge accepted in the words of Barney from How I Met Your Mother. Andrigo and Grumper, do you have questions? And
I
if
do.
And if so, I think we should start with Alliance because nobody liked the neutrals.
Hey,
Okay. My first question is, who has been your favourite client to work for?
My favorite client. Tricky. Ought to be... Yeah, I'd say it's... Gillo and Hafia. We spent ages puzzling together. Clues, trading informations. So, eventually found them and... my character met her in Shatrat. They're buying groceries. Both of them.
So,
So
Andrigo?
therefore,
Oh, sorry. You have another question to say.
I do. I have another two questions. I've been thinking.
Oh, sorry.
Ooh,
Cheeky.
okay.
Right, go on then.
Yeah.
ooh. I don't know. Cheeky. So therefore, who's been your least favourite client to work for?
My least favorite client. That's a very good question. Least favorite client. I can think of one.
You don't necessarily have to name names either.
I can
Okay.
think of a guy who thought the king would pay his bill. Does that count?
Oh God. Yeah, I can count.
Yeah, I can see why you didn't like him.
Yeah, safe to say, don't trust Andrigo.
Hey,
Oh, wait.
come on, man.
Now I remember. This Fire Seal guy, Valvin.
Oh,
Yeah, we had to send after him twice, if I recall correctly, to cough up the agreed payment.
so he's a bit stingy, is he?
He was trying to worm himself out at least 2 times.
Bit of
Interesting.
controversy on the show, folks.
That is a bit of controversy. Is it as in the Valvin,
Yeah,
oh,
Valve and Fire still, yeah.
if you're listening, Valvin, we know you.
Mm.
We've caught you out.
Cheapskate.
Yeah. Terrible. Have you got
Shock.
last question, Grumper, then? Or
Yeah. Last question. What is the most challenging thing about arranging the mercenary meets in the Goblin Towns? What is the hardest thing about it?
The hardest thing about it is figuring out that the hardest part is for every guild member there who isn't in a private meeting between the leaders to understand that they're there to meet, mingle, that there's opportunities, that there's ways to gamble, that they could make events. They could just come up with random events. Or, I don't know, sparring, insult contests, you name it. The most challenging part is getting people to understand that they have a free will.
You are not sheep. You are not sheep.
Terrible.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Question, actually, just tagging onto that one. Is it only mercenary companies that are welcome at these guild meets, or is it open to pretty much anyone?
It's
that
open
has
to anyone who finds out about it and walks up to us.
Okay. Might tag on to the next one.
Okay, so Andrew, do you have another question, or?
Yes, I was going to ask, since you've been writing all these events for the neutrals, you've been doing a stellar job. You've been saying lately that you've been writing events for up to 120 people. Like, first of all, where did you come up with the number? Secondly, I'm sorry, no, I'll give you a second.
Yeah.
Secondly, would you be willing, in your position, if pressed, to actually handle a group that big?
First off, the number came from a rough guess because I coughed up some 5, 6, 7 missions. Not all missions are written down, mind you. Some are spontaneously decided tasks for people. Like right now, the Martinholder Court, at least the Death Knights, I don't know about the other guys, are patrolling the road between the Bogpaddle and the Harbor Edge and Marshtide. And I think they're going near Stoner too, and they're gathering information for us. So that's one task that I haven't really announced.
It was just something you just gave along to them.
Yeah.
Okay.
If hard pressed, I'd managed with a lot of DMs. But really a lot of DMs. Back in Twilight Highlands, when we had this huge battle, it was Cross Faction 2, and Thunderbraid's NPCs were in it.
I remember that battle, that was great.
We had to split between... No, we had to spontaneously assign DMs on the go.
I remember that,
So
yeah, I remember...
We were
Mike
juggling
Starr.
between 3 and 6 DMs. It was like, we point the finger at the guy, can you do that? Please do that. You'll do that, I trust you. So that way we had battles all over, and for instance, Karma could focus on the general atmosphere, the heat of the battle, the whatever. Because I asked her to DM that, mainly. But I was going to help us too.
Interesting. Right, we've got one final question then for you. If there was one thing you could change about AD for the better, what would that be?
People really need more open minds. It's too... everyone's too picky. In a very unnecessary sense, let's say.
I understand that. That's a good point, actually.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's something I've seen quite an awful lot.
everyone's closed mind.
Everyone gets kind of set into their own little rut, and that's it. If you're external to that, you're different, and
Yeah.
you don't like change.
I mean, it's wishful thinking, but...
Well, I'll be honest with you, I think I've seen a slight change towards that direction, especially with this Iron Onslaught campaign. I mean, quite an awful lot of people were willing to stick around and cooperate with the Horde, for example. And while that might not be a huge thing, that may be an in-character thing, it's still something, it's still the community is still deciding, yeah, no.
We had last night Blue was acting stupid according to my character. He went over to Splinter Spear Junction, did a mission meant for a whole group of people, with only 3 people. So, and without anyone covering his back. So, they were pretty lucky Alliance rushed through, because otherwise there are 3 people defending against an Iron Horde attack, defending against a Bandit attack, defending against an Iron Horde attack.
Let's see.
They couldn't get anywhere with that few people.
Interesting.
Hopefully it changes.
Gonna have to cut you short there. That's kind of all we've got time for the guest interview. Shall we move on to the debate of the day then? Have a little
What's
mass
today's
debate.
debate
Yeah, a little bit of a mass debate.
Mhm.
Really?
It has to come out, man. You know it has to come
Oh,
out.
come on!
It's been 3 months. I've got to make all these innuendo pun things. Right. So, debate of the day. What do you think comes after Warlords? Thoughts? I have no clue. I'm just putting it out there. I have no
Don't
clue.
keep saying it.
Keep saying what?
Something Raffian.
Something.
In what form, Wrath?
I don't know yet.
You just have a feeling it'll be him turning around and doing something fantastic.
Dragon form Rathian. Rawr.
It is possible that Ravenhold... No, I doubt they do that. I doubt they do that.
Oh, Ravenholt was. The
They
Ravenholt,
could turn Ravenhold hostile.
the Ravenholt assassins were completely decimated by a Red Dragonflight attack at the end of Bars of the Thang questline.
Really? Because
Uh-huh.
I was under the impression Rathian rebuilt them.
The
Oh.
Black Talons.
Yeah, that.
Uh-huh.
The Raven Wing from a lore point are effectively ruined.
Okay then.
That was mean.
There we
I
go.
apologise.
Grandpa, what do you think?
Oh, I want to say Burning Legion, but I think it's too soon to be Burning Legion. I think we got time. I think everything we're going on with the Infinites now, and I think we've got time travel on the way. I want to see. I don't want time travel because time travel uses plot device is poor.
Agreed.
As we've already seen and discussed.
Yeah, but I think it's too soon for Burning Legion with the Naga and stuff around.
Could you imagine the Ogre Empire?
I've already had that though. I don't know. I'm personally going to say that the more realistic thing is the focus towards Burning Legion.
I wouldn't mind seeing Ironhorn Azeroth actually.
That I think would be quite interesting.
Because if you look at the new world map, if you go to world, it looks to me as if there's a world missing. How they've arranged it, it looks to me if there's a world missing.
As in one at the
What,
bottom.
the little circle that's between.
Yeah, I don't think it'd be Argus.
I think we probably will go to
No,
Argus.
the closest we're getting to Argus is from a tiny mention in Warlord. as far as I
Talador.
know.
That we go, yeah, in Talador you get to go to another planet for a little bit. I really do. I really. It'd be nice to see, but
I'd like to see it. That's purely because I'm curious. You know, I'd like to see all.
Yeah.
I'd like to see different possibilities.
the issue that comes is that what we do know is that the final raid will be with Grom as the end boss, with a heavily Burning Legion influenced raid of the Iron Citadel, which is effectively Hellfire Citadel to me and you.
I should probably put a spoilers warning on this because a couple have come out, I think, in the conversation. Potentially.
I also think Satrath's going to be a raid at some point. Because
I think that was confirmed, wasn't it?
sort of, because, spoiler alert, you as Alliance and Horde, you deal with Shatrath, things happen, you kick out the Iron Horde, and then shortly afterwards, the Shadow Council kicks you out, which is, well, you know, not GG.
Oh, Shadow Council. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Oh, you never failing to be annoying.
Oh, never. Never.
Never, ever, never.
Oh, why do we let him start?
Yeah. But anyway, that,
Question.
I think that's interesting.
Speculation question, if I could just use this to wrap it up.
Mhm.
Will alternate Grom change his mind? Will he take Demon Blood at the end?
Of course he will.
Well, I mean, I'm going to say spoilers here, but I've seen a fair amount of pictures which seem to point towards such a direction, as terrible as it sounds. I have this view on time travel and alternate people that, although specific events might not happen, like Grom not having a son,
ultimately would be the same.
eventually they do have the same personalities, and in the end, Grom will see that the Iron Horde is failing. Gul'dan will go, there's still time to repent, and he'll be like, you know what, screw it, Demon Blood, and he'll go, and then he'll lead the forces and probably end up dying or something terrible like that.
I will tell you why I do not think it will be Burning Legion. Anduin isn't a paladin yet.
Oh yeah, so Anduin has to
And
become...
you're basing this on Valen's vision of the Army of Light.
Exactly. The Army of Light isn't ready yet.
Yeah, maybe so. Well, the Army of Light... Well, whenever the Burning Legion happens and we kill Sargeras, that's the end of World of Warcraft as we know it. It's the end of the world of Warcraft.
Oh, someone please, just give him something to drink. Give him some of his blood that's something, anything. Just please stop him.
Edrusil,
Something to chew.
Edrusil, there's some blood thistle tea by the door.
Okay.
Crystal Arrow, how much to shoot Edrusil in the ass?
Right, here we go.
About 10 times as much as it costs to shoot you in the ass. Right, and
Nice, Silver.
on the...
Very silver. Oh yes.
Terrible. On that note, I think that's all we got time for on Ratchet Radio, episode 9.
Is it the end already?
It is the end
Yeah,
already.
it's the end already. Yeah.
Well then, I suppose I'd better sit up straight, kickstart the fire. Back goes the place, bones click, crunch, crunch, crunch. Well, Agent Dawn, it's been nice to come back. The summer is over, winter is on its way, Hallow's End is here, the Iron Horde has invaded, we're all dead, or doomed, or soon will be if we're not careful. But, as long as you have brave heroes like you standing on the front line doing your duty, we'll be around for Winter's Veil, at very least. So, I've been Grumper.
I've been Endrigo.
I've been Edrisil.
I've been the underpaid mercenary Chris Levera.
Perfect. And we shall see you all for episode 10, which hopefully, maybe,
Don't set a date. Don't set a date. We'll get killed again. Don't set
no,
a date.
hopefully maybe, we'll have some interesting stuff, which isn't just Iron Horde.
Exactly.
So cheerio, folks.
Wait, on that note, before we go, guys, do leave comments below on things because
Oh yes, yes.
we didn't read them out. We didn't read the last ones out. Yeah, but we'll save them. We'll save them and
Yeah,
do that next
we're
time.
still
honest,
saving
the
them for
last
being.
ones were
We've got
extremely
Ask FM, which is askfm/grumper. So that's anything to me. I usually answer those whenever I get the chance. We've also got our email, ratchetradio80@gmail.com. We've also got a Twitter account. I know we are rradioad. We're at rradioad. And if you want to tweet at us anytime, feel free. It's either me or Edris, so we'll hop on and give you a response to that. If you want us to get any more involved with social media, just tell us. And if you want us to do anything more, any new series you want us to do, anything you want us to cover, let us know. Story Corner still needs to be sorted at some point.
Maybe.
Maybe.
Put on the long finger.
Yeah.
Otherwise, yeah, cool.
Yeah, we'll see you next time, Argent Dawn. So, bye-bye.